Hi guys, here with Sheriff Cochran here, and we are talking about a lot of serious topics today that not only happened here in Mobile and Baldwin County, but across our state as well. So something that we're talking about is legislation for repeat offenders.
Yes, we've seen in the state of Alabama that people have a constitutional right to have a bond set in all cases except for capital murder cases. And so we're seeing people that can get out on bond when they're charged with murder or robbery first degree or assault or attempted murder. And they can get out a second time while they're out on bond for those. And so we have violent offenders that are out on bond for a violent offense recommitting. We would just like the law to change to allow a proposal on the next ballot that the citizens of Alabama could vote to change that constitutional right that in certain cases of violent offenders that the judges can hold them without a bond.
Right, because a lot of the times those offenders who act on those big crimes tend to repeat those.
That's right. It's like they know that sooner or later the bell's going to ring and they're going to the penitentiary and they have nothing to lose, and so they go out there and oftentimes kill people, maim people, or commit other robberies. The recent murder of Officer Stephen Tudor was committed by a guy that was out on bond. He was also in violation of probation. He had been charged with trafficking in firearms, and they stole a gun out of a car, unlocked, and then killed Officer Tudor with it.
Right, and something else that we're talking about today is stolen guns. That's a big problem that we're having here. It
is a big problem here and across the state where people are leaving their vehicles unlocked with pistols in them, and there's a lot of gun traffickers that are stealing these guns, selling them on the streets. And you don't want to really penalize the victim, even though it may be irresponsible.
Right.
It still is not a criminal offense on their part. So one of the ways we're taking two approaches. One is through public safety announcements. We're trying to encourage the citizens to lock their vehicles. And then two, we have a representative, Matt Simpson in the legislature has introduced a bill to increase the penalty for possessing a stolen pistol to a Class C felony. Currently, the possession of a stolen pistol in most instances is just a Class C misdemeanor.
Yeah, so what would a Class C felony mean for that person who stole the gun?
If they stole the gun, one, they would face 1 to 10 years in the penitentiary. They would become a convicted felon. They would not be able to then ever possess a firearm in the future of their life. So we just really need to up that penalty somewhat. It used to be that way, but laws were changed a couple of years ago trying to reduce prison population, and it's backfired, and we played into this situation.
Of course. So along with voting and locking up our cars and our guns, what can our viewers at home do to ensure a safe community?
Well, I would say that stay in touch with us in law enforcement. I would encourage you to follow us, the Sheriff's Office, on Facebook. We have nearly 50,000 followers. We put out the news, we put out crime tips, and we let you help us catch criminals.
Of course. Well, Sheriff Cochran, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.